Woohoo! How beautiful! Today I'm with this wonderful background with this selection of my intuitive paintings, which I sense to be the perfect background for what I'm going to share today. Whether I am talking about art, whether I'm interviewing someone, whether I'm sharing an oracle reading, for example, or an Akashic message or a podcast, wherever I am sharing here, my main focus is evolution, ascension, is this journey we are experiencing every day through our life that matters to me. And it's about giving you support in this journey because I went through a lot of different experiences and I've always been very hungry about learning new methods or exploring techniques, going through experiences to grow, to understand who I am, to get to know myself better. And in doing so, I gain a lot of wisdom and I feel ready to share it with you. And this is what I'm doing through this channel. So it doesn't matter the way, what matters is the core of it. I am sharing something sacred which is meant to help you, to support you along your ascension journey, because there can be phases of our life or moments, maybe days, instants during which it feels challenging. And when you know how things work and when you know yourself, first of all, how you work, everything becomes easier, much more pleasurable. And this is what I'm here for, to give you this kind of support. So, this being said, because I could talk much more about the law of assumptions here in this channel. However, I know that we are all expert manifestors because we are manifesting since the first instant we have been conceived. We are manifesting everything in our own reality, in our own universe and world. So I don't want to give you, a lot of videos about methods and techniques because I do believe that you, as myself as well, we already have everything we need to manifest what we desire, to experience what we want. And going through the law of assumption is a kind of going through life with a magnifying glass and, checking every little detail to understand how this and that work and what I can do about it. It's something like I want to go and understand every little wheel of a giant mechanism, while I am already getting what I want. So there are just some things which are, truly useful to know, to manifest what we desire. We are always manifesting. So the thing here is about being conscious about what we are manifesting. This is why I do not share a lot of videos about the law of assumption, even though I am passionate about it and I've been practicing with it since, let's say 2022, yes, more or less 3 and something years. At the beginning, I wasn't aware of what I was doing. And I was manifesting regardless, And then I became much, much more aware. And I started to experience some challenges in what I was previously doing in a very easy way, because I've always got what I wanted in my life. Always. Even after years when that thing didn't matter to me anymore, I got it. So I came to understand that we always get whatever was born as a sparkle of desire within ourselves. In any way that thing manifests. Then we may still want it when it manifests in the three-dimensional plane, or we may not be interested about it anymore because we evolved, we have grown, and we are just interested about something else. Whatever the case, that thing hardens into fact. So we manifest millions of things in our life all together, and we are not even aware of this giant mechanism made of little wheels which are all intertwined, interconnected, so that the whole picture can come out bright with vivid colors like now, surrounded by these beautiful, amazing paintings. We would get crazy if we understood all the details of these mechanisms while we are already manifesting millions of things. So in my experience, I've noticed some things, and these days there is a topic which emerged strongly for me. When my inner guidance said to me, Silvia, you have to share this. I come here in front of the camera and I share the message. And for this video, the message is about the self-concept, which is a very, 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 very popular topic when we talk about the law of assumption. I have been watching thousands of videos in these past 3+ years in regards of the law of assumption. And I found out that a lot of messages are about the self-concept, that we need to have a very strong and giant and huge and amazing self-concept to manifest whatever we desire in our life, and that we can also simply focus on the self-concept without specifically, for example, affirming for something in our lives. We can only work on our self-concept to manifest in general. However, there is something that I haven't already heard from the several messages here around the web. And is this? This comes from my observation of what we call VIPs, very important people. Woo! We are all very important people, honestly speaking. In this video, I refer to them as those people who are millionaires, who are famous, who are super rich, maybe actors or entrepreneurs, like, worldwide known, very, very famous people. So I refer to VIPs in these videos, to them. And I've been, following some of them through the social media. And so I could observe them, especially through interviews and through what they were sharing, for example, in some stories or videos, about their experience of life. So these are people who apparently have everything they desire. They have money, fame. They have the most beautiful relationships with the most handsome or beautiful men or women, and they travel the world, and they have a team that supports them, and they have everything apparently. However, when they talk about themselves, what I've noticed is that in some areas of their life, they have actually a very low self-concept. So, this made me think, and I actually thought about how could it be that you have apparently everything you desire? You have the money, the career, the family, the whatever, and you have such a low self-concept, such a low self-esteem, for example. So what I've noticed is that for sure to have a very high and sparkling and glorious self-concept does help us to manifest in general. However, we can have a very high and brilliant self-concept, and we can experience challenges in manifesting consciously something in particular. So I came to this conclusion that even though we have a very high and brilliant self-concept in general, this is not enough to manifest everything. It can for sure be helpful, but it is not enough, because we can have a very high self-concept in general and a very low self-concept for some areas of our life. And this is what creates some challenges in those areas. So, for example, I can have a very, high self-concept, and maybe deep inside myself, I do not have a very high self-concept in regards of relationships, for example. And so I may be a millionaire and have a very poor love life, for example. Or I have heard millionaires, to speak just very confidently about their work, their business, maybe their company. And then when they were talking about themselves, they were plenty of doubts and insecurities. So what does this mean? I came to the conclusion that this means that they had and they have a very high self-concepts in regards of that area of their life. For example, they do believe 1000% that they deserve to have a very successful life in regards of their business or career, and they have zero doubts in regards of the fact that they deserve all the money in the world, that it's very easy to have money, that it's very easy to create a business. And at the same time, they have very low self-concept about themselves as a person, as an individual. So it's a kind of very selective self-concept. Therefore, I came to the conclusion that we should work on the self-concept, on our own self-concept for specific areas of our own life. For sure, we can, maybe when we get, triggered or bored or exhausted about affirming and about all these things and stuff around the law of assumption, we can use those that we call umbrellas affirmation and just saying, everything is perfect in my life. I am the best human being in the entire universe, and I am the one in control of it all. That's it. So we cover everything, such as an umbrella. And this can be helpful when we want to, give ourselves a break, a breath. This is in my experience, I got exhausted by affirmations and those techniques, So that can be for sure helpful to give ourselves a break. The umbrella's affirmations, working with the self-concept. However, I came to the conclusion that it's very, very helpful to work on a selection of areas, or or on only one specific area of our life in which we are now committed to manifest a certain outcome, to harden into reality, physical reality, a certain outcome. So, for example, I can have a very high self-concept about myself in general and a very low one in a specific area of my life. For example, money, for example, business, for example, relationships, for example, body, whatever it is. We can work on a very specific and selected area. And so just working on relationships or money or travels or physical beauty. The challenge for you is to have a look inside yourself, because one of the most beautiful things about the law of assumption is that it gives us this amazing opportunity to truly get to know ourselves deep inside, how we work and how we only work, because what works for me may not work for you. And also the same technique may work for both of us, however, with maybe a little adjustment, customized on ourselves. So this is a huge opportunity to go inside yourself and discover how you and only you work. And then the challenge for you, after having gone through this kind of self investigation, it's about finding out which are the areas of your life where you do recognize that you need to level up your self-concept. Have a look to several areas of your life. Maybe you can draw a magical wheel, with all those segments in which you write relationships, fitness, money, career, family, and give it a score. And then when you recognize that in one of these areas you are determined to manifest something, to harden something from the ethereal to the physical, work on the self-concept in that specific area of your life. So this is the assignment for you through this video. I'd love to know which is your experience. I'd love to know whether you have observed very important people, as said in this video. Just observe them to, recognize a certain pattern below the surface of who they are and what they have. Something that you can apply to yourself, of course, and that you can always, and I say always again, customize on yourself. And then, practice. This is the only way. We are here living this life, and after all, what we are called to do every day is to practice, to immerse ourselves into the experience of life, and to find, to discover, and to remember which is the only way that works for us in order to experience and live a thriving, amazing, the most juicy and beautiful life experience according to what this means for us. It's very, very personal, customized on you, and customizable by yourself on yourself. Have a closer look to who you are. Have a closer look to your life. investigate deep within you and then put into practice. Let me know below in the comments, of course, how all these resonates with you. When you desire to have a support, to be supported along your journey with me, links are here below. I do love to support you through art, which I find out to be a very joyous, fun, and at the same time very deep way to investigate and to embody our power, to become aware of who we are. But I also have other services and products. So all the links are here below. You're very welcome to scroll them down and choose your favorite. So I embrace you to the other side. Much love.